All right, let's open this thing up. Spoiler alert, I've already opened this. I believe that is part of the low voltage distribution and possibly what goes to that J plug. A couple of big fuses there, big coils, big capacitors, interesting metal caps. Here's the fun part. This is actually kind of an ingenious design, but don't hold your breath on the ingenious part. This has a hinge at the back, so the whole thing opens up like that. Now here's the scary part. I really hope those are good quality capacitors, because there are a lot of them and they are glued in. There are 3 IGBT driver sets here, 3 power boards. Looks like they're all talking to each other over some kind of a, rail here. So this is the plug I wanted to move. That's where I wanted to move it. That's a solenoid. And it's got bus bars going to the switch. And it goes down this whole row here. And there's a fuse. And on the other side of this fuse, you see that bus bar. It pops up over here, goes around all of those capacitors. And right back to there again. So you can't really see it, but that fuse is the end of that bus bar. So, yeah, I'm not moving anything around in that box. God forbid I ever have to work on anything on in here, because it's yucky. Ah, the joy of used parts. So the first adventure was all those little screws, and somewhere in here, where is it? One of these screws is destroyed. Where did it go? Here, little bent up screw. Where are you? Oh, there it is. So I had to bend that thing up to get it out, because it stripped itself when I first saw a screwdriver, even though I use high quality snap-on stuff. So I got that cover off the bottom, mostly just so I can see if I can clearance it for the motor mount, so I can sit this thing a little lower. And there's nothing in here but a bunch of aluminum heat sinks and this interesting little fan motor over here that not only has bent blades in it, but doesn't turn. And it's probably because of that. So, another problem to solve. So there's our little screw. That fan motor must have been running when that thing hit it, because it's ruined. And if I look around over here, I see, hello. Maybe that's what it came from. Doesn't look like it was ever tight either. Maybe I should check all these other multi-billion screws in here. Okay, so this is the Mini Cooper shifter, 2009-2008. Thought it was interesting. This is prototype on it. Change level prototype, R56 gear shifter. I've already taken all the guts out of it, so it works without all the electronics. This has probably the most stupidly complicated shift mechanism in the world. This cacophony of computational parts, more complicated than the first space shuttle. Its only job is to have those magnetic sensors tell it what gear it's in. I don't know why anybody would make that so insanely complicated when all it had to do was be an on-off. But that's what they did. I'm not using that. I'm going to try to see what's available in the transmission shift position for gear indication. And I'm probably maybe going to use these lights in this if they still look good. but they don't seem to go with the motif a whole lot. So this is going to end up in that hole somehow. But that should be, you know, I don't know. I think that's that simple. There's the transmission position sensor. I got a little magnet in there to hold all the springs in there so I don't lose them. But as you can see, there's little contact traces on there that have little bridges that come across them for each position. And in order to cut one out or add one in, it's just too much work. And I don't think it'll be reliable, so I have to find another switch that fits.